Hello, everybody, and welcome to another episode of Blood on the Razor Wire TV, where we bring it to you real and we bring it to you raw. Today, I think we should talk a little bit about Bill Cosby this morning. What do you think? Bill Cosby walks out of prison, sentenced to a 3 to 10 in prison for sexual assault. There's allegations that he had assaulted 50 or more women. And some people say, that's bull crap. He didn't do that. I remember when all that stuff was coming out, right? But yesterday, he gets released because he's only got one conviction, right, for the one chick. So he gets released yesterday. Let's watch this video, courtesy of CNN, and let's check out old Bill, Jello.
To understand that Bill Cosby's conviction of sexual assault was overturned by the Pennsylvania State Supreme Court today. And
hold on. Bill Cosby, his conviction is overturned. How was that possible? Some people say, that's what happens when you got money, right? Was there a gimmick put in the case so that later on, Bill could get out after serving about 3 years? That's what he's got in, about 3 years, right? So how does he win his appeal? You might be wondering. All you're hearing is Bill Cosby won, they overturned his conviction. I think in the beginning he had a mistrial. He ended up having another trial. But the key here was that Bill Cosby made a deal with the prosecutor that went on to work for Donald Trump, right? So the deal with this prosecutor is that if Bill testifies at the civil trial, they will not prosecute him in state court and send him to prison. So there's a deal between the prosecution and Bill Cosby that says Bill will not be prosecuted as long as he testifies at the civil trial. Some of you might remember some of the stuff from the civil trial, the deposition. Bill admitted to putting Mickeys in people's drinks, right? Knocking them out. Testified to all that stuff. So I don't think it's a gimmick or a lie that Bill Cosby was arrested for sexual assault, because he pretty much admitted that he did it. But I'm sure he had top-notch lawyers back then that told him, Bill, we're good. You can say whatever you want to say at this civil trial. The prosecutor just made a deal with us. We're good. You're not going to prison. It's all good. No conviction, no prison. Go in there and tell him anything and everything you want, Bill. Tell him all the truth. Bill went in there with that assurance and told him the truth. Next thing he knows, he's in state court, he gets prosecuted, and he's sentenced to 3 to 10 years. But this is Bill's day right here. Let's watch some more of what CNN says here.
then he was released from prison, and now he is home. He has just arrived back at outside of Philadelphia, at his home in Pennsylvania, and you can sort of see him walking in, it looks like, with some help from someone. His belongings are being gathered, and Bill Cosby is a free man.
Bill Cosby's a free man. Convicted of sexual assault, sentenced to 3 to 10 years, and he's now free after 3 years. Didn't get parole, won his appeal. But we got plenty of people serving sentences in federal prison and state prison of life for nonviolent drug crimes. And here goes old Bill doing the old Mickey. Gets a 3 to 10, makes a deal with a prosecutor, and he's out in 3. Let's see what else they're talking about on CNN.
Today, he had been sentenced to 3 to 10 years in prison for the sexual assault of Andrea Constand, and the Pennsylvania Supreme Court decided.
Andrea Constand, basketball player, testifies, comes forward. Some people, I remember when the trial was going on, didn't believe her testimony. Sometimes it might have been a little bit shaky, but what do you think she's feeling like today? She's just one of the 50. One of the 50 women that were sexually assaulted by Bill. And Bill's out of jail after she went and testified. I know she said that, this might stop other people from coming forward because they don't believe in the justice system. Justice system that says you can sexually assault women and get 3 to 10 years, but you can sell marijuana and end up with a life sentence. Absolutely outrageous. Just bringing it real, right? Bringing it raw. This is real. You can sexually assault women and get 3 years. Commit a nonviolent drug crime and end up with 30, 40 years life.
Decided that could not stand, that there had been a mistake made in the prosecution of this case because of a deal made by a previous DA, and his conviction was overturned and his sentence was immediately vacated. And he is now a free man and has just returned home from prison.
Was there a mistake made? Or did they make a deal? That's what I want to know. Did they make a deal? I think they made a deal. They made a deal that eventually would get old Bill out of prison. What does this tell people? It tells some people that they probably shouldn't come forward, huh? Like Andrea said. Because the justice system might fail you. And that's the thing, the justice system fails people. Fails people all the time. In this case, some might agree that it failed Andrea. It failed the other 50 people. It failed them all. Sometimes the justice system fails us when we send young men to prison for the rest of their lives for nonviolent drug crimes. That's justice, folks. That's justice. And the video, courtesy of CNN, old Bill Cosby walking out of prison after he did his thing. I just think that's absolutely crazy. I want you guys to weigh in, comment. What do you think? You think Bill Cosby served enough time? Do you think he was guilty? Do you think the prosecution should have made a deal with him that said, we know you raped these chicks, but we're just going to go ahead and make this little deal where if you testify at the civil trial and tell us all the bad things you did to these women, Bill, we'll never prosecute you. I don't think that stuff should even be allowed. I just don't. If you come testify at this civil trial, Bill, we're going to take care of you, man. We're going to send you home. You can live happily ever after, even though you did what you did. You can go home and make Jell-O, make pudding pops. I don't agree. I want to know what you think. Hit us up, Blood on the Razor Wire TV. Bring it to you real and bring it to you raw.